Good morning. Welcome to ABC123 Trader. Today is July 11th, 2023. It's actually 8:30 in the morning, and I'm going to do maybe an early trade this morning. Kind of busy today, but let's take a look at the NASDAQ futures, and then I just want to show you a couple things today. Just get you some insight about trading. Anyways, if you can see, the market's just creeping up ever so slowly, and then you got mixed reviews, Microsoft laying off, futures going up ahead of key inflation data. So it's really dumb. They push it up for inflation, and then they hammer it down. They've been really, it's been, let's say, for day traders, it's been quite difficult because of a lot of consolidation. Anyways, let's take a look at everything. We'll go from there. So on the Forex Factory, let's see if we have anything big news. Nothing really. Nothing's happening. Economic calendar. Basically everything's the same. Nothing major. Stock markets we already showed. Nothing's happening here. Nothing's happening there. So we're done on that part. On that front. And then what we're going to do, like I said, we finished this whole trending area. When we're trending, most day traders feel like they're consistent all the time. And then now they're in this mental block right here. Why can't I succeed? Why am I always failing? Why? Well, how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Almost a whole area of bouncing. Now, if you look at this. If you really want to think about it. Why can't I see it? There you go, rectangle. Where we are right now. We're in a box like this. Okay? Now, if we move this box, I can unlock this. If we move this box down here, by the time it did its consolidation phase, basically it was right about this long. That's how much more time you have to go. So, on average, okay, so their frequency is a little bit higher, as you can see down here. So they're probably gonna maybe go from here to here. Whoops. And let's put it back here for the length. Do it again. Length was one more cross, so right about there. So the projection would probably be right about there. And what's the date on that? Let's see if we can find out. The date would be another couple of weeks of bouncing up and down of inconsistencies. We never know. And what you'll notice on trading, they need their consolidation phase, and then they need their trend phase. Now let's go back here. How close are we on the time frame? Once again, so you can see very close, just a few more days difference, but it was a bigger trend back and forth. And if we go back in time again, let's do it again. A little bit more, a little shorter and longer, but within a given range. And what you can do, let's say if we want to do averages, you look where they're blocking up, where they're blocking up, where they're blocking up, over and over and over again. Some are longer, some are shorter, but it's given within a certain time. Plus their news events, plus their FOMCs and all that other stuff. So when you start to understand this on the long trend, and when I put on one of the indicators that I wrote a long time ago, try to give you kind of an idea what's happening. Is this swing scanner? Sorry, spin. I wrote so many of these things for different things. Swing market analyzer, isn't it? I think it's swing scanner. Yeah. Okay, on the swing scanner. we have projections. Okay, these are longer projections here, but once it hits the phase, like I said, you can go and then you'll have a spike reversal. And look at, we had 1, 2, and this one is in consolidation, and this one's in consolidation. So what I'm predicting could happen, because we already done how many Elliott waves. If you think about it, when we hit the lowest bottom down to 11,000 back in 23, and this is 24, or all of 23, so we've had a really good run. And so what you got to try to figure out is, before, when the rhythm was normal, usually you could say, you could really bank on when it's the buy phase. You can take the buys. When this sells, you just watch and wait until it reverses, and majority of the time it would work. But right now it's kind of wonky. So a really good buy phase, sell phase for 2 phases, and then you wait for 2 phases, and then now look at this one. You got 1, 2, almost 3 phases. Now you got 1, 2, 3 phases of movement. See, so you can tell on the phasing what's happening. So basically what we have is a good phase here, another good phase here, a third phase here. Now we got first phase of consolidation, second phase of consolidation, and see my little line where I was predicting here, just by random guessing, it looks like we might even have to hold off for another phase here before it might turn around or continue up. And so once you start understanding that, you have to change your methodology of trading. If you're a trend trader, trend trading is going to be very difficult. If you're a range trader, you're banking right now. And then as a range trader, when you're in a trend, then you're saying, why doesn't it work? And this is what I'm trying to get at. So what you want to do, once you start understanding that, we can use different methodologies, wait for support and resistance. You hear all these different things. But now when we're breaking it down in time, so from here, now we're breaking it down. So since June 14th, from the peak till July 10th, look where we're ranging. Let's just ruler here. From the peak till now, look at that, 25 days. Okay, and we're ranging from, let's do it again, from the top to the extreme bottom with 622 points. Now we're doing it again from top to bottom here, but just about half, right? Okay, so 2/3 or 61.8% Fibonacci number again. So what you're going to do is, now once you understand where we're playing here, what we want to do is we want to see which way the energy is going. So usually on a 4-hour chart, you think about it, minus this really tight consolidation here, you've got how many hours going down? 1, 2, 3, 4 going out, 4, 1, 2, 3 going up, 1, 2, 3 going down, 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 going up. So now you can see we're just oscillating. So if we're gonna, unless if she really banks up to this zone here, as you can see, look at all these little mini order blocks. The first thing you have to realize, the highest percentage for targeting, if it does go that direction, would be, of course, within somewhere in this zone. So 15,350, 100 point move, possibly, especially in NASDAQ these days. And on the bottom, you can see there's a whole bunch of groupings down here with an order block here. So you can do another mini region again. So we got a long marker. We're within this block. There's one little block here that blasted through, which was a few times, so it's nothing relevant. But this is the zone. You can see all these little lines here plus this one. So somewhere within that region. So between 15,150 to 15,350, and look at this, you've got 200 point spread here. So minus the vibrations, you have to try to figure which direction it's going to go. So I wonder if I can move this. Can I move this? Yeah, I can. Let's move it down there. So I already have the day chart and I have the 4-hour chart. Now all these other charts, it's just massaging and trying to figure what's happening. And so when you're doing that, now as a day trader, we're trying to figure if everything's working correctly, and we have so much information out there, and we get so confused. We can get really confused, and I know I have a lot of information that could say, well, it's conflicting information, or you know, stuff is working, some is not working, what the heck is happening, but we just try to work it through. So what I do, let me reload this. Is this 2-minute chart? Okay, let's reload this Ninja script here. So what I'll do is, we know the market looked like it was trying, we're in a consolidation, it was trying to go up. The market in the news said it was supposed to go up. But now what we have to do is, now we have to try to get in probabilities. Is the probabilities on an uptrend or a downtrend? Well, when I look at it, just the basics. Now, you don't have to look at all this stuff, but it's a basic thing, is the market going up? The blue line says yes, the yellow line says yes. The only hesitant is we have some resistance levels, so we're right peaking at resistance 3. So we have to worry about that. But then you look at order flow. Is order flow going up? Yes, it is. Market shows is pushing up. Yes, it is. We have some critical times at 9:42 to 10:42, and we have to see what happens these two time areas, and then we go from there. And then I'll also look at, are my times being consistent? 4:50 work good, 6 o'clock work good, these 2 times work good. This one is look like it's kind of failing out. This one failed out. We're at 2 top resistance. We're at market maker line. So this is what I look for. So now when I try to simplify it, I don't need this indicator anymore. Sorry. Okay, let's get rid of that. So then what I'll do, now we can start figuring if we were in consolidation, and look at this range. This is the range we saw overnight. We started from here was one area and second area. Now, because we're day traders, we're trying to figure out which direction it's going to go. And if we're going to go for new highs, let's just crunch it down. Look at that energy area that we had from an order block that we did from an old target. And look at the order block down here. Very close. It was a farther one down. But look at, now we know we have a potential to go to 350 here. If it does peak up once, we're getting into a lot of noise here. And look at the bottom here. So let's see if that bottom's better. Well, we know we have 2 down here, so it could go to 15,050. But we're looking at the bigger picture here, because you got to realize this is a trading session. This is a trading session. We're entering a new trading session, and then what we do is we look for bottlenecks. And right now we're from this bottleneck. Yeah, we're getting into this zone. So what you want to do? Let's go through this whole session here for fun. Find out where the volume is. Guess where the volume is? Right here. And we're playing right in that zone. Where's the volume in this section? Let's do it again. Find out where we are. That's where all the volume is on that major trading session. Move it down a bit. Okay, now where we are at the current one. So very close between there and there. Now we know we got some area to play with. If it does fire up, the first thing I look for is the 70% zone at the top of there as a possible bounce. And then we can go from there to get to the top eventually. And then of course we look at the 50s. Okay, so now I'm starting to create a trade map for myself. My bias I still think could go up, but if it does crash, we'll watch, and then we'll have our resistance areas. I'll make a mini one, because we look at, we've got 2 lines here where the whole session was fighting at 1580. Looks like out of 70 zone here as well, entering a 70 zone, so it's really close. And plus we got all this consolidation here, and then we're trying to fight our way to the center, and if it does break down to the bottom. Okay, now give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so now we kind of have a basic trade plan, and this might get a little noisy. Now we can try to simplify the charts. So we're done here. We're done here. This one, this is just an Ichimoku cloud that people were asking me to test. And so I was doing that. Let me get rid of this chart again. Boom. There we go. And depends what methodology you're trading. But I'm trying to keep it as clean and simple as possible. So now when you know, when you start working on your game plan, and now the interesting thing is you got to find out how you're going to trade, and this is the big question mark for everybody. How are we going to trade? What works? What doesn't work? Well, you know, in every methodology, like I said, you got trade, consolidation, etc. The reason why I trade NASDAQ is it's volatile enough that we can get many trends within a consolidation period. And when it's a runner, it's a runner. Okay. So as you can see from, what was it, yesterday, it was really bad. It just bounced, whipped up, whipped down, whipped down, whipped down. But as you can see, the baseline just hit perfectly just to get those many hits here back and forth. And when it started trading around 11, what time was it? Around 11:15, 11:30? Oh, almost 12 o'clock. And then look at his peak at 1:30, drops down. Okay. And now what I use this for, I'll use as a reference map to see if I'm going to be above the trend, and if I have a breakout, it can really take off and you can make a few points. And so, where it's playing right now, these little mini moves, doesn't look like it's much, but 38 to 40 points is, you know, almost $800 in one contract at 40 points, and that's 1 hour. We're in a slow period. So what I will do now is I might have this map open, or a map that I choose just for basic direction. And I'll go from there. And then I'll just move it to the side. I have 3 screens total. Okay, here we go. So on a trade chart, you got to just discern which trade chart you're using. This one looks noisy. This is one I've been using lately. It's a 5-second chart, also with a 2-minute background. So when I go, so I have a hybrid here. The only reason why is I'm using the 2-minute chart just for this chart pattern here. What I'm finding out, using a chart pattern for entering and exit certain areas, you can get some mini trends going back and forth. But even if it's when it's consolidation, it can be a nightmare. Okay. So as you know, that my bias right now is currently maybe the market's going to go up. It could be a spike down right in the beginning. And the reason why I use this chart right now, I don't know, maybe I should turn off the backgrounds, but the reason why is I wait for market open, and market open I look for high volume, and away I go. And that's the only reason why. Now the chart that I was trying to explain to you before, is it behind here? Yes. Okay. I finally, after going back through some of the code that of the indicators have been written, I wrote this a long time ago. This is kind of the super dumbed down version of order flow. Okay. And with order flow, when you have volume metrics, it can get really confusing. And so how I use this is I try to simplify it as much as possible. I'm going to change my train cloud so I can have just a different kind of a cloud. But all these numbers is just really showing you the highest contract spot and sold at a certain price level. Okay. And the reason why I like this while I'm day trading, not on slower periods, when it's moving slow, it's really hard to decipher. But when we go, let's say, to yesterday, let's go to yesterday here. Perfect. What I use this for, and I finally got the way I want it to work, is such that I took this trade in the morning. I was on chat with somebody on the Discord there. We were just chatting quickly. And then this thing took off. I made some money, and then I said I was done today. Then I took another trade later on the day, and I took actually the down whip. But what we do is, while this thing is trending, because you know we've got, because it's a volatile section, what I use this for is I look for the high number bottlenecks. Okay, so we have super high volume, super high volume, super high volume. Then I have a range here of 164, 176. I wish that number was clear, but it was a, because I have a yellow bar there. See if I can see it. We should change the font color on that. But so we have super high numbers from 164, 142 to 176 to 164. But you can see all these numbers, 127, 112, one there, and it's just holding. So the nice thing about that is, once I know that, and the 164, 162, if it fails, and we know we have this range, I can short from this area on. So let's say if I take a small region here, right there, even though I'm having buy signals, which I thought maybe it was going to continue going by, but it didn't. It went up, retested, look at 176, let's go F6 here. 176 and 137, see how they lined up perfectly? That means we had so much volume that it didn't want to break. This was the highest contracts, and guess what? Boom. And that's what I use it for. So, and then I know I had high contracts here, so we know if it doesn't break, it might just oscillate. But once it fails, look how it just failed hard, and now we have 135, and we can use 157 as a trail for the bounce back, and away we go, and away we go. And see, now look at all these numbers, 197, 129, they're not bad, not bad. They're still high because we're in there, but all of a sudden it goes from 114 to 248. Look at that. Even though we didn't have a high volume candle, it starts reversing. And where does it reverse to? Remember that one line that we had for here, 126, very close, 172nd, 176 to 137, so very close, but look at all the ranges, boom, 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 for this line. So let's see where that high volume lined up to. All these babies here. And guess what? She'll go down. Now this is consolidation nightmare, but it is what it is. So I'm kind of excited about this. I got actually about 4 or 5 indicators that I worked on for quite a while, not quite a while, but this summer, just monkeying around, and it's on actually my laptop, and I have to put it onto my trade indicator so you guys can have this. I have the old version of this volume clustering or whatever it is on the old version. I'm gonna destroy it because it was okay, but this is the way I wanted it, and it works really nice. So what I'm doing on this one is to assist you to hopefully be a consistent trader is on these groupings. All I did is on the volume bars, all I wanted to show were the yellow and the blue ones, because those are the most significant, and the red one of course, but those are the most significant ones I really like. And I changed the numbers to about, I think 1.75 or 2.0. So let's check here. Yeah, 1.75, 2.0, and then I put the volume percents to 90. That means it will never get there, because I didn't want to see those other colors. And then, so once I know it's yellow, it's going to be pushing hard. It could, and then wait for the stop out, reverse. Same thing here. Boom, stop out. Did reverse, continued on, hit 12.15, and then probably reversed all the way up. Yeah, it usually does at that time. And away we go. High volume, stop out, reverse, and look where it touched. Look at that region that we hit a long time ago, and away we go again. So right now, when I'm looking at the current chart right now, because it's not market open, it's a little harder to decipher. But we know we have high volume stop out here with 43.35, but it is NASDAQ, so those 40 numbers, and 76 here. So we got a little mini region at the 40 level to 50. But nothing really exciting for me right now. Once the market opens, then I'll start mapping. Other than that, that's it for the education side, and I'll come back for market open. Alrighty, I'm back. Okay, now let's start taking a look at the charts here. I'm going to move this one across here before we start on the market open here. So as you can see, like I said, we're still trending up, but it looks like it's trying to transition to the downside. But now look what we have here. Even the volume's a little tight. We have 37, 30, 53, and 59, 930 sell side, so it could be a push to the sell. We had high volume on 54, 56, push down, but see this wick bar here, as you know by chart patterns, there's a rejection marker, which still could go up. We don't know until market open. And this is trying to break down here. And we do have our line at the 200 level, so there's one psychological thing that we have to worry about, guys, is always the 200 level. Every 200 level we have to watch out for. So it could be a bounce up right away. And then what we know, right here, 43.35, we do have a mini range from here to here with a 76. There's a 76 here, 43.45. We got some consolidation here. Could fire up right away. Things are starting to trend to the downside, but we have to be very cautious. But we're getting ready. Okay, that's the first thing, because we're 2 minutes before the open. Then the second thing what we're going to look for is, I'm just going to move this one across really quickly. And on the baseline, we're at 50% on Fibonacci, and look at this, we're in the bottom of the baseline, so it could break down, or they're going to play this whip out game for a while. That's the one thing we have to watch out for. And right now it is technically trending down, so we're going to wait for market open. We're going to see which direction it wants to go. It is trending now. Everything looks like it wants to push down now for right in the beginning, and our ATR is at 5 points. Okay, where are we at here? I hate when that happens. Just give me a second here. Yeah, so we're in the 1 minute before open. We're going to see which direction it wants to go. Everything is pushing to the downside. Old market open is right here. A new one's going to start up right away here. This thing is pushing up, and we are technically, interesting, been trending up. So we'll find out right away here. 9:30 kickoff. Should I put a sell short here right at it? I'm going to put a sell short right away here. And if I'm wrong or not, I'm just going to see within the first few seconds. Just let me open this up a little bit more. See what's happening. We're getting high volume actually to the buy side. So let's open this up. First few seconds. Yeah, it's really whippy right now, because they're right on the bottom of the baseline. So we have a whole bunch of volume picking up here, but she's not moving right now. And the order flow, yeah, well, just give it a minute here or two. It needs to break down or fire up, one or the other. Let's open this up a little bit bigger so you can see. Lots of volume in the inconsistency right now. So we have a high volume spike, low volume spike, a lot of volume right now, and it looks like it does want to break down. Just going to give it a couple more seconds here. So we have a 150 marker on the sell side. Could have fun and put a sell on the 150. Might do that. I just want to see what happens here on the whip. It needs a few seconds to work. It's just pushing up now. Just give it a few seconds here. It needs to massage its way through, because it can go either direction right now. There's not much price action happening right now. Now at the 150 marker, I'm just going to put it right there. That's my resistance level. and we have a 125 right here. Those are the two areas of concern. Once we know which direction to go, then we can fire up. Technically, it was supposed to be a 930 sell, but like I said, we're just below the 200 level. And once it starts breaking through, we'll know. We have more high volume. Still playing at the 125 level. So we got 125, 113 as resistance. If it holds there, let's see if it goes back up to this zone for a sell again. What's happening right now, there's a lot of buying and selling going on right here. As you can see, buying and selling. Actually, I should keep that right there for now. I need one more thing I gotta finish up. Okay, so we've got three numbers right now on a high volume cluster. You didn't want to break out of the baseline. Still trying to punch through. This is what I'm looking at, guys. Let's go right here. See, we got three high numbers here. This is like the support and resistance level. This is what I'm looking for, and then we have the 150 here. If she blasts through, then we can take it up. But it's playing with the market open, so it's not having. Let's go for it.
Order filled.
Now, because I know we had a lot of resistance here, maybe we can get about 10 points here. Already, well, we had 10 points.
Order filled.
There you go, 13 points, $260. And the reason why I shut her down was I still could keep on going. Now we got high volume pushing up. We hit the top of the baseline, and we're top of this volume profile. This is what I look for, guys. And I know it's a lot of information to take in there because you look at the chart saying, well, why isn't it going? Why isn't it going? Why isn't it going? And it could fire right up. But what I have to do now is, while it's firing up, and we took the momentum going up, see, we got high volume again. So we were having a lot of crazy high volume. So once it hits the 43.35, then I know it could whip back down again, or if she blasts through the 43.45 area, yeah, see, they're just playing games right now. And then what we want to do is right from the 43.45.76, see, we got a nice 190 number here, okay? So basically what I was looking at for those three or 4 minutes, even though the market said it was supposed to go down, we had a 150, then we had a 125, and then a couple of another numbers here holding the number to fire it up. This broke through from 146, and I took the run up to here. And then what I want to do is to see if it breaks 43.45. If it holds at 43.45 and 76, which isn't the greatest highest numbers, it still could keep on going up, but we don't know. But then again, we have another blockage right here. See all these numbers here. That needs to fill in. Let's keep them going back in time. Yeah, that's good enough for now. And that's what I use it for. And now look what happened here. 325 sell short. See? So now we know we have 325 contracts sat right here. And maybe we can short back down. You have to watch the 190. If it starts breaking down, then we can go down to 148 to 150 in this zone. But I don't want to play this oscillation game right now. I just want to see if it breaks 325, we can keep on rocking here. But this is a bottleneck right now. Like if you think about it, of all those contracts, 325, 10% of the contracts are basically in that one bar. Alrighty, if you have any questions, you know where I am. ABC123 Trader. Just make sure you pinpoint your trades, trade safe, and you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.